Welcome to this episode of Mental Health and Business. I'm here to talk about the practices of soul-life balance. In this video, I wanted to bring in something called internal family systems, also known as just simply IFS or parts work. This is a tool that a lot of therapists have been using recently, and it's something I came across a couple of years ago, and I've heard many experts speak about this, not only in my own research, but speaking one-on-one and interviewing people like Alicia Kay on my podcast, Soul Seeker, which I'll link in the show notes if you'd like to go deeper on this practice. So what is internal family systems? If you've never heard of this concept before, it can be kind of confusing because you hear the word family. For many of us, that might bring up a trigger and some resistance. But I'd like you to just receive the information here, and if you hear anything come up in your head, kind of just let that go away for now, because after all, this is a practice of connecting with the voices in our heads. And that is a perfect place to start. So I remember as a kid in high school, I was a metalhead. Back then there was these shirts at Hot Topic that said, "I hear voices in my head." And the idea was like, you're weird and you're different because you hear voices in your head. But the truth is, we all hear voices in our heads. And the practice of internal family systems is about creating relationships with these voices. So I was taught by an amazing dude named Eric Godsey about this concept of IFS and how it relates to your inner queendom or your inner kingdom. So the idea is we have all these voices in this mental chatter, right? So when we start to form relationships with these different voices, we can give them a name. And not only that, but we can allow these voices to step forward as if we are the king or queen of our queendom or kingdom and hear out these voices. And guys, this is a practice that I've been doing off and on for almost over 2 years, but I've been doing it consistently as I've been teaching yoga for about 6-7 months now. And every class, I'm constantly building new relationships with the voices in my head and also teaching my students this as well. So it's something I've really been able to identify with and realize that the more I soften and hear these voices coming to my head, give them a name, and hear, witness, and let them be seen, they start to soften. And it's so much different than if we hear these voices and we lock them away in a corner and we act like they don't exist. So if you want to learn more about the practice of internal family systems, check out my podcast below with Alicia Kay, where we go super deep on the concept. And the reason why this is important as it relates to business is because it is crucial that we are taking care of ourselves first. If we are not taking care of ourselves and we show up in the world, whether it's business or with our other relationships, well, we are not coming from a clear channel. So we need to get ourselves in order before we can actually show up and be the best version of ourselves. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video on internal family systems. Please make sure to check the podcast link in the description below if you want to learn more about IFS, and subscribe so you never miss an episode or video, I should say, of this special series that is all about mental health and business. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you on the next video.